To be above the law. To act as if one is exempt from the rules or regulations that govern others. To consider oneself immune to punishment or accountability. To be beyond the reach of legal consequences or authority due to one's power, influence, or status. The celebrity's sense of entitlement led them to believe they were above the law, leading to multiple run-ins with law enforcement. The dictator ruled with an iron fist, considering himself above the law and accountable to no one. Some politicians seem to think they are above the law, engaging in corrupt practices without fear of repercussions. The wealthy businessman believed he was above the law, flaunting his wealth and influence to avoid prosecution for his crimes. No one is above the law, not even those in positions of authority. To take the law into one's own hands. To bypass legal authorities or procedures and attempt to enforce justice or seek revenge independently. To act in a vigilant or self-appointed manner, often disregarding due process and risking further conflict or harm. Taking the law into your own hands can lead to unintended consequences and escalate conflicts, often making matters worse. In a society with a weak judicial system, individuals often feel compelled to take the law into their own hands to seek justice. Frustrated by bureaucratic delays, some citizens resort to taking the law into their own hands to address their grievances. The vigilante group formed to combat rising crime rates, taking the law into their own hands to protect their community. After the police failed to apprehend the thief, the victim decided to take the law into his own hands and track down the culprit. To throw the book at someone. To impose the maximum or harshest penalties allowed by law on someone who has committed a crime or offense. To prosecute or punish someone to the fullest extent possible, typically as a means of sending a strong message or setting an example. The judge was known for throwing the book at repeat offenders, sentencing them to lengthy prison terms. The district attorney promised to throw the book at corrupt officials who had abused their positions for personal gain. The company faced severe fines after the government decided to throw the book at them for violating environmental regulations. In response to public outcry, prosecutors vowed to throw the book at the perpetrators of the violent crime. The coach was caught cheating, and the league decided to throw the book at him, banning him from all future competitions. To be on the wrong side of the law. To be engaged in illegal or criminal activities. To violate the law or regulations. To find oneself in a situation where one's actions or behavior are contrary to legal norms or standards. The corporation's unethical practices put them on the wrong side of the law, leading to investigations and legal action. The gang members were constantly on the wrong side of the law, engaging in drug trafficking and extortion. Despite their protests, the activists found themselves on the wrong side of the law when they trespassed on private property. As a lawyer, he knew better than to be on the wrong side of the law, but temptation got the better of him. The protesters were arrested for blocking traffic and found themselves on the wrong side of the law. To make a federal case out of something. To treat a matter as if it were of great importance or significance, often exaggerating its importance or complexity. To escalate a minor or trivial issue into a serious or significant matter, typically involving legal action or intervention. She made a federal case out of her son's messy room, threatening to ground him for a month if he didn't clean it up. The politician made a federal case out of the minor policy disagreement, turning it into a major political issue. The lawyer made a federal case out of the parking ticket, insisting that it was issued unfairly and demanding a trial. Rather than resolving the dispute amicably, she made a federal case out of it, filing a lawsuit against her former business partner. He made a federal case out of his neighbor's noisy parties, calling the police every weekend. To be in the clear. To be free from suspicion, blame, or responsibility for wrongdoing. To be absolved of any guilt or wrongdoing. To be unaffected or unharmed by a situation, typically after having resolved a problem or overcome an obstacle. After passing all the required tests, the athlete was declared to be in the clear and allowed to compete in the tournament. Despite initial suspicions, she was eventually found to be in the clear and vindicated of any wrongdoing. Once the audit was completed, the company was declared to be in the clear, with no evidence of financial impropriety. After the investigation, he was found to be in the clear and cleared of any involvement in the crime. With the new evidence, the suspect was declared to be in the clear and released from custody. Level up your English. Master vocabulary, idioms, and phrasal verbs with fun quizzes. Translate meanings into 104 languages. Download now. Link in the description. Please like and subscribe to our channel.